All right, we live. What's going on, Ken folks? Hold on. All right, welcome back to the Key to the City podcast, Ken folks. This is episode 18. We rolling right along. You dig that? And I appreciate everybody that's been liking, sharing, commenting, whatever you've been doing to show support for the podcast. We sure enough appreciate it. And we're going to keep hitting you in the head with quality guests and quality content. Like I do every week, I got an action-packed week. And today I'm starting it off right. But before we get into that, I want to thank my last guest. We had the Queen Crystal Fowler on the show. That's right. She was teaching us about our finances and how we can maintain during this epidemic. So I'm glad she graced us with her presence. Appreciate you joining the show. And tonight's guest is just as motivating, just as important, and just as intriguing. And I've been waiting for this interview for a minute. I had just had to find the right time to reach out to her. But I want to pick her brain about several topics today. But we'll also find out more about her. Most definitely, she's a holistic health practitioner. That's right. She also operates Natural Soul Holistics, which she got a lot of products out there for men and women. Correct?
I do.
And I be seeing her posts. Her posts are very entertaining to say the least. And I might be asking about some of those. So we're gonna find out exactly what it is she does. She's also a doula. I had a doula on the show before, and so she's gonna go into more detail about that as well. And then y'all see the headlines, you see the main topic, the main reason why we're here. We're gonna discuss what's going on between our black men and our black women, huh? Can we find some common ground? So we're gonna get into that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the city, Solangela TaylorHolifield. What's going on, Queen?
I'm fine. How are you?
I can't complain. I appreciate you joining the show.
No problem. Thank you for
And
having me.
you said I got permission to call you Soul tonight. That's right.
You do.
So a lot I want to talk about. I really do. Before we get into the meat of everything, let my audience, my kinfolk, know a little bit about you, your background, where you from, where you attend school, things like that.
I'm from Jackson. I went tomorrow. I also attended the University of Tennessee. Um, I am now a holistic practitioner, like you stated before. I'm also an herbalist. I'm also a doula. I'm also a Yoni. I'm only a Yoni practitioner, however you say. So I'm a yoga. I'm also a yoga instructor. So all of these things kind of holistically mesh well together. Because it's just self care and taking care of your body, if you will, naturally, of course. So they just kind of go together, and one kind of leads you into the other. So meditation, sound healing, all of those things are kind of in like one big circle, if you will.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about that word Yoni because
Okay,
that's my
your
little
Sanskrit.
that's my little nickname. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
My name is Keone, but ever since college, people have been calling me Yoni.
Oh wow.
And then I came across. Don't start.
Okay. So, oh wow. Okay.
I came across. I don't know what I was looking at on the net one day, but it was talking about. It was relating to the Indian culture.
Okay,
And,
it's Sanskrit, so that's definitely correct.
and basically, Yoni equals vagina. Am I correct?
That is correct.
So you mean to tell me I've been walking around this whole time letting people call me a vagina?
Well, they didn't know that, so does it really count? Like Yoni just became like a really popular word in maybe last 3 or 4 years or so.
Okay.
So, eh,
Okay.
they didn't really know what they were saying, I guess. So, not necessarily, but literally, yes.
Well, tell us about it. This whole Yoni thing. It's been like a movement lately or something.
Well, it should be. Taking care of your vagina is very important.
Amen.
So okay. So let the church
Bart
say.
said facts.
Let the church say. So it's really really important, and to do it naturally just means that you don't have to worry about the side effects of things. So when you're doing, because I think the steaming part of it is what gives people apprehension, but you actually are truly steaming your vagina. Um you're doing this with herbs and you're doing it for different reasons. You have people that steam just because it's relaxing to them. You have people that steam for fertility. You have people that steam for fibroids. You have people that steam for hemorrhoids. Men also steam. Um, so yeah, we'll get into that a little later. Yeah, cause okay, so let me explain it, cause you giving me that confused face. So we have women have two holes, men have one. So it is not as beneficial to you,
Right.
but nevertheless, it still works. So you have men that steam for libido. You have men that steam for hemorrhoids. I have a client that's in a wheelchair, so he's steaming for the cleanliness of it. So you just have to you have to be willing to do your homework. You can come to me for certain things and I can be able to explain some things to you, but you also need to know what your health is before coming to me. Because you can't have me swimming in the dark trying to figure out what's wrong, and you can't give me the basis of what you have going on already.
So you
So
so you saying we can steam my pee pee hole?
you steam your anus. It's your booty hole. Cause
Wait a
your
minute.
your pain is actually too sensitive for the heat, right? So we have to actually work that out when you sit down. But you're actually steaming your anus because it's your route of insertion at that point, if you will.
Route of insertion. I don't like those words.
Well, look now, we can't be this way when we're trying to be healthy. Like we gotta have real conversations,
We
and
are.
we gotta do real things when it comes to your health. So we gotta we gotta tackle those things, and we gotta get the tabooness, if you will, out of the way, and we just gotta
But
hammer
is
that
that
thing out.
because they say that a lot of feeling for the male occurs like around the anus or the prostate area?
Maybe.
You said we got to
Well,
have real conversation.
maybe. I mean, I think that see, now we're gonna go into a whole nother topic. I think that culturally we are much too sensitive about anal talk as far as, and I'm not meaning to be gay or to as far as penetration is concerned, but we need to be able, like, I need y'all to go to the doctor. I need for y'all to get colonoscopies. I need for y'all to take care of yourselves. So anytime you start talking to a man about a colonoscopy, the gooch, yes, honey. Yes,
Oh
don't get me
Lord.
do not get me started on the gooch. But yeah, I need y'all to take care of yourselves. And so anytime somebody starts talking about you going to the doctor and you having to work with that area and that region, y'all literally tuck tail and run. And I need us to be more available for these conversations to talk about you worrying about your health, because most illnesses start in your gut. Your gut is what your ass is how it's gonna leave you. So we need we need for you to be cognitive of those things so that you're healthy and we can have those conversations.
I dig that. I dig that. Now let's back it up a little bit because we kind of jumped head first into that. I
We
didn't mean
did,
to,
we did, we
you know
did.
what I'm saying? But how long have you been practicing?
So I've had my license for 4 years. The first year I practiced on my family. So I've been in practice for 3 years. The first year I strictly just kind of tiddled with it a little bit with my family and kind of did certain things and tried certain things on people that wouldn't sue me. And then like
Right.
I gradually got into doing it as a practitioner
And you've been operating natural so holistics for how long?
for 4 years. So
For
I've had
4 years.
my license and my business for 4 years, and I've been practicing for three.
How hard is it to establish a clientele in that particular field?
Um,
Is it about getting people to trust you?
it is, and Black people are very untrustworthy.
Mm.
So it is. It's very hard to have conversations with us about our vaginas and our penises, because for some reason we tense up around the subject. So um a lot of my clients now are, of course, now they love me to death, but I'm also very straightforward, and so I don't really have time to pussyfoot with you, if for lack of a better
No,
term.
no pun
So we
intended.
no pun intended. We have to get, but we gotta have straight up conversations. I need to know what your sex life is like. I need to know what your vaginal health is like. I need to know what your husband, your boyfriend, your boo. I need to know what his practices are like. Because I need to know, as an herbalist, I need to know how to get to the meat of the problem. So if you're coming in and you're not being honest with me, then you kind of have me just all over the place when you could have just told me, hey, we did this and it didn't work, and I need for you to help us, get on the right track. So we just gotta have real conversations.
I want to jump back on the vagina for a minute.
Okay.
Uh,
My favorite topic.
like I say, your posts are very entertaining, and when I come across them, you know, um, I be wanting to comment on some of them, but I just think I just rather sit back and observe
Why?
the answers and responses because I just feel like I don't know. But one that stood out to me is that regarding the smell of the vagina,
Okay.
you stated,
Please.
and I could be paraphrasing, but I thought you stated something around that a smell is natural for a healthy vagina.
So it should not be a foul odor, right? But your vagina also is not supposed to smell like flowers. It's not supposed to have a floral scent. It's not.
Mm.
If you get up and walk around all day, and we have cracks and crevices, right? And if you walking around it with a healthy vagina, if you walking around all day with cracks and crevices, it's gonna have a smell. It's gonna sweat. You got to go to the
Mm.
bathroom. Like these are natural things that happen. So to walk around thinking that your vagina is supposed to be smelling like flowers all day is just you're giving yourself too hard of a time, because that ain't how it's supposed to go. Now I'm not advising nobody to get nobody no all day coochie, but I'm just saying, like, my lord, like it's not supposed to smell like a flower shop. Like we seriously have, because I run into women having more problems with trying to achieve this. And it's unachievable. Like your coochie just ain't supposed to smell like flowers.
How are men supposed to recognize the difference? So you said they're supposed to have like a little musk to it.
Not necessarily a musk. Like once your pH is balanced and you get on a healthy, you're on a healthy track, it should smell very vinegary almost. It should have
Mm.
like a, so if that's musty, because and your discharge should smell oatmeal-y, if you will. If you need like food references for smells, it's just supposed to. Because a lot of the time, she said I can't. A lot of the times, your vagina is gonna smell like what you eat. If you are maintaining a healthy diet, if you are maintaining a healthy gut, your vagina is gonna smell like what you eat. And that's just because, I mean, what does your feces smell like?
But your feces don't smell like that before you eat it.
Correct, but neither does your vagina. So if you're going to the bathroom and you've eaten shrimp all day, you've eaten seafood all day,
Oh
a
Lord.
healthy vagina is going to smell like seafood, because that's what you've eaten all day. That's your intake. That's what you've consumed. How is your body not going to smell like what you've consumed? Let's be real. Like when
So,
people go out and they drink all day, what do you smell like the next day?
mm, so it might not be a good idea. Good idea. Like if y'all go to the casino and y'all had a buffet, it ain't a good idea to try to get none at night. Or what you saying?
Look here. If in real life, a real man that sat at the table with you and ate crab legs all night knows that, hey, I know what we doing right here. I know what I'm dealing with. I was at the table with you when you broke bread. Like, cut it out. We know what we doing up here. We grown. I mean, when you wash it, you know what I'm saying? It'll get back to you will restore your balance, so to speak. But I mean, like, to think that you're never, like, a woman's never going to have a smell is ridiculous. If you have a mama, you got a sister, cycles are some of the most, oh, let me tell y'all something. Look, yeah, your coochie gonna have a smell. I'm forgetting this ain't my life, but your coochie gonna have a smell. It's just, is what's gonna happen.
So is that where that whole eat pineapple thing came in?
Eating pineapple helps because it gives it's one of the fruits that you absorb better in that region, so it definitely helps. But I mean, men also, let's talk about y'all. Men also need to work on balancing their pH as well, because your dirty fingernails, your nasty, your hygiene, all of these things come into play when we're talking about what I smell like. So oral sex comes into play. Your fingernails come into play. Y'all got to pull out. These things are necessary. You can't, you gotta come out of that thing sometimes. You can't stay in there every single
Can't
time.
get
Cause
lost in the sauce all
yeah,
the time.
you baby, you got to come on up out of there sometimes. Cause it's going to definitely throw her pH up. It's just it's foreign to me. Your sperm is not supposed to be in my body. Not all of the time. It's for procreation. If we're not procreating, then there's no reason for it to be there other than the enjoyment of the feeling. So therefore, I need y'all to come up out of there sometime.
Oh Lord, she preaching this season. And hey, I was gonna hit something else on that note, but I really want to ask you about squirting. Um,
Okay.
I know that wasn't on the list of questions, but I kind of
It
thought
always seems to weasel its way into the conversation.
of
It always seems to weasel its way into the conversation. So, what's your
it.
question?
Okay. I guess the main question concerning men is
It's not P. It's not P. Is that the question?
yeah, what is it
Oh,
exactly?
it's
Because
not P.
you say
So,
it's not pee, but sometimes it could have a pee smell.
sometimes it could be P.
Or we just got pissed on. So I need you to break
Fact.
it down.
Okay, squirting does not come from your bladder. The fluid when you squirt does not come from your bladder, right? So I tell women all the time, your biggest flex is to pee before you have sex. If you are a squirter, your biggest flex is to pee before you have sex. Because if I pee before I have sex, then you know I didn't just pee on you. I mean, surely, like what do you who do you think I am? Not an elephant. I don't have the bladder of an elephant. So therefore, if I empty my bladder before we have sex, then it can't be pee, right?
I suppose. Continue.
Okay. But the fluid does not come from your bladder. So therefore, it's just like if you have experienced squirting, if a woman has squirted, not peed, but squirted, and a man has been, because first of all, what men need to understand is a certain amount of pressure has to be applied for a woman to squirt.
Gotta hit that button.
So if you ain't applying that pressure, then it's probably pee.
Mm.
Okay. So there's a certain amount of pressure that needs to be applied for a woman to squirt. It's also positioning. So if the angles are what the angles should be, then it's a lot of it's a lot goes into squirting. But I mean, like I said, the argument I think of whether or not it's pee is true squirting is not piss.
Mm.
Now, if you've been peed on, I can't argue that fact because I wasn't there. I don't know, but I know that true squirting is not pee.
Is every woman capable of squirt?
Some have to do a little bit more work than others.
Mm. So should a man feel less than a man if he can't make a woman squirt?
Um, no, he should just work on other things, like his because sometimes you have to your mouth. So I mean, some niggas ain't got to make you squirt. You know what I'm saying? Like your mouth game could be certified, so you ain't necessarily gotta worry about whether or not your woman is squirting. I think that now is just it's talked about so much that like just people just want to be able to do something and say that they've done it, but it's um a lot of mental goes into squirting as
Mm-hmm.
well. So it's one of those things that happens when you are truly relaxed and enjoying your partner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that happens when you having sex on the side of the bed. You dig what I'm saying? It's not one of those types of situations. Squirting ain't one of those types of things.
Gotcha.
So it ain't really happening with the with the girl you trying to hit before you go home.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things that you got to take your time
Yeah.
to
Build her
acclimate to.
up.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah, yeah.
explode.
There you go. There you go. With pressure, be
Right.
sure that we adding the pressure. Okay, pressure is important.
Woo. All right, let's get out this subject. I done got hot. Woo.
No worries.
All right, one more thing before we get into this black man versus black woman. Explain to my audience what a doula is. People out here,
Okay.
I wish I would have found out about this before I start having children, but go ahead, break it down.
So a doula is not a midwife, nor does a doula catch a baby. So what catching is considered delivering. What I am is I'm your birthing coach. So you would come to me primarily the end of your first trimester, and I'm there with you until a week postpartum. So I go to your doctor visits with you. I do anything that I can to assist you in your birth, whether that's going to the grocery store with you, whether that's helping you if you're uncomfortable. I come and I teach you how to sleep. I teach you what foods to eat if you're really, really sick. You call me if you're super nauseous. I fix something herbally. I fix something for you to take. It's just my job to make you comfortable, and it's my job to be your coach. I do physically coach you through the birth. Um, Most of my clients give birth standing up. It's my preference, or they have water births.
Yeah.
So we work on that a lot. We're gonna exercise, we're gonna do yoga, we're gonna do meditation. It's my preference for you to have a calm birth, not with all that screaming and hollering. Um, so we just kind of meditate through it. We through your contractions, and we get to where you need to be mentally for your birth to be as smooth as possible.
So just like with sex, everything is
Mental,
starts.
correct, correct.
Mm,
And people do not believe when you have a calm pregnancy, you have calm children.
mm.
Like if you're all tense and worried and stressed and all of this when you're pregnant, then you give birth to babies. So you just gotta calm down. And it's my job to worry for you. It's my job to make sure that your birth is just as easy as possible. A lot of women struggle. A lot of my clients have struggled with the standing up and giving birth, or the squatting and sitting birth. I mean, and giving birth. So we practice on that a lot.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow, man. See, you done learned me. Ladies, if you're out there, you're thinking about getting pregnant,
not
or
thinking about getting
you
pregnant.
live, just found out you're pregnant. Um, holla my girl Soul, man. She gonna
I
get you right.
got you. It's
And
been rough here lately. Nobody wants to give birth. I've had a lot of births, a lot of home births in the last couple of weeks because now nobody wants to um give birth in a hospital. So I've had a lot of people to transition from giving birth into a hospital into having home births. So it's my I'm finally slacking up now. But yeah, all of the babies that were created during Corona, yeah, it's gonna be something February-esque.
Chevy say, so if he have another baby, do he need to get his baby mama a medulla oblongata?
No. No, a doula, yes, not a medulla
Oh,
oblongata.
that boy fool. All right.
He
So
said,
we
so
done
it's
got
my
the
fault
health
my
stuff
skin's
out the way.
crazy.
We gonna circle back when we
Mm-hmm.
close out. But Chevy, I need you to stay on. Michaela, all my women, my men, y'all come on, man. Ever since it seems like this Megan and what's that boy name?
Tory Lane.
Tory Lane situation I jumped off. I've been seeing a lot of posts that I don't like.
Me either.
Claims by a lot of our queens, man. Black, especially if you go in the shade room, black men do not protect black women. Black women are the most hated uh, population on the planet. A black man will, I don't know, man. Just a bunch of stuff that I thought was garbage, but I will not undermine anybody's experience. Soul told me that.
Right?
And
These things are correct.
first of all, I just want to know. Now we on the outside looking in. We don't know exactly what happened, but what's your thoughts on the whole situation? And then to piggyback off that, do you feel that way? Do you feel unprotected by your black men?
No,
No,
I
no, no,
don't
no.
feel
Before we
that.
get into that, I want to share the post that you made, which made me want to do this the podcast on this topic. So I'm gonna show everybody the post that Soul made. Yeah, right here. Can y'all see that? So she says Megan is allowed to feel like black men don't or haven't protected her, just like black men feel like they don't have us to love and confide in. Oh my God, that hurt my heart. So yeah, your thoughts, please.
Well, we're friends, so you know that I have this conversation. We have this dialogue a lot. And black men on my timeline seem to think that black women cannot be entrusted with their feelings and their emotions. Um, so y'all can't tell us nothing, in other words, in essence. And Megan, when she said what she said, I cannot I have been on both sides of the coin. Of course, I have been in situations where I was not protected, but I'm from a well put together. My family is very well put together. So I have brothers, I have a father. So in that aspect, I know that if need be, protection is coming. Now, if at that moment I didn't feel protected, I don't think that I would have blamed it on the entire race of people or entire species. But I understand her frustration, especially after she went live and explained the fact that she did not want to say what happened initially for her safety and his. So
Mm-hmm.
for him to go back and put it out there that whatever he said about it be like he didn't do it and like that doesn't even make any sense. I mean, because somebody shot her. So in that sense, but back to black men, because like you said, even the responses on my timeline, the way that it was responded to was, why can't we as individuals feel what we feel and then be able to have a conversation about how we feel without you trying to take away from our experience? So I think that's the first thing that we need to learn to do as far as us trying to get on a better path of communication, is we need to learn to listen and we need to learn to be receptive of other people's experiences. It's a whole lot of things that's gonna happen in life that we haven't experienced that we need to learn to empathize with. Like, if you don't have empathy, that makes you a psychopath. That is the definition of being a psychopath. So, I mean, what else are we supposed to say?
Do you agree with that claim?
Um,
I know you just said everybody had their individual experiences, but overall, like I feel like people see a situation happen with celebrities and then they'll apply their whole blanket over the entire gender, men and
uh,
women. It's just like a let's say if somebody do something promiscuous and they're a celebrity, you have men that say women ain't nothing but hoes or something like that. Like they'll
right.
throw a broad generalization.
I think it's to be expected. I think that I think two things can be true at the same time. I think that I understand why black men feel like they can't confide in black women. Um, I understand why. I mean, because by nature we're taught to be strong, and sometimes we don't know when to allow a man to be a man. But what men fail to realize is, if you are standing in your masculine energy, I have no other choice but to stand in my feminine. But I have to feel that from you. Like, I'm not going to allow you to lead me down a path that's not for me. So I think that a lot of times it's misconstrued with the fact that we're just not understanding what the positioning is. And no man, no woman is going to allow, especially for things already built. It for a man to expect to come into a situation that's already built and to be the king of a castle that's where the foundation is already laid. That's gonna take a little bit more work than us coming in and us doing it together and us building it together. So with saying all of that, I think that because I think today somebody said, I don't know if it was a post, but I read where um black women only expect for this when you're having sex with her. But you would expect if your sister or your mother was somewhere and something was happening to them, you would expect your expectation would be different. You would expect for anybody that was there to know that that was somebody's sister and to know that that was somebody's mother or somebody's wife. So I don't understand with what the type of music that she makes and how she dresses and what she raps. What the hell does that have to do with protecting her? So yesterday I just threw my hands and I was just like, okay, just because you know
All
me,
right.
I will go all the way left.
Well, let me hit you with this, because you have some women that say, y'all don't know what that girl was doing to that boy. She about
Meaning
six
what?
feet tall, damn near 170. She a stallion. He 5 foot tree, 115, but soaking wet. She could have jumped on that man, and he ain't had
But
no choice but to. She jumped on him. She jumped out the truck, haul ass, and he just shot out the window. Bah, bah, bah.
but even even lawfully, if a person is leaving a situation, you are no longer that they're no longer a threat to you. She was leaving. She was getting out of the car. So even lawfully, she was walking away from the situation. So it don't matter what he was doing to her. She was leaving. She was through with whatever it was. So he was safe to go about, he was free to go about his business and do whatever, call the police, do whatever he needed to do if he felt threatened or if he felt like his life was in danger. And that's not what he did.
I agree. Like, I don't see no valid reason for him shooting at her or any other female if his life was not in danger. Um, is really a sad situation.
Super sad.
But
And also, let's be very, very clear. I saw somebody comparing Megan to Takashi as
yeah,
far as
that's
being
just a
as
stupid.
far as being a snitch is concerned. First of all, I have to be complicit in the act to be a snitch. So
Right.
who was she telling on? Like she wasn't trying to get out of. She the one got shot.
Exactly.
So so how is she? That's she just told. That ain't snitching. That she has to. You have to be complicit in the act to be a snitch. So I'm just I don't.
That was asinine. I don't know who came up with that idiotic statement. But we at war right now. I feel like
We are, and it's
I
so
feel like
sad.
it's the enemy trying to use the same old tactic of divide and conquer. I know we need work. I know we need help.
We definitely do.
Um, but we can't throw each other away and expect to get that help. So,
And no other race of people do this.
man,
No other race of people do this. We are the only culture that does this foolishness.
why you think that is? You just think we conditioned like that through
I
our
guess
history?
so. I would imagine so. Because no, I mean nobody else does it. So it would have to be something that has happened in our heritage that gives us the this like we can't get it together for whatever reason.
But I don't see how your experience would make you hate your own race. I mean, not saying that Megan's at that point. I'm just saying there's people out there that's like that, um, because I'm sure we all been heartbroken. We all been deceived. We've all been told promises that were broken. But
Right.
those are individuals. Oh, what do you say to people that say that this is another argument that came up within the black man versus black woman? Black women need to make better choices in the men they date. Mm. Hello?
In black men.
Yeah.
Um.
Or
So
just
we're
better choices, period. Because
so
you wouldn't have the men ain't shit statement if you were making better decisions.
are we supposed to manufacture them? Where would they come from for us to make the better choice?
I don't know.
Are we supposed to go and go to pull apart and get the pieces and put them together and build them ourselves? Like where are we supposed to get them from?
I don't necessarily agree with that statement because I know how people switch stuff up once they get what they
Correct.
want, especially the men. I know how we do.
I mean, this is the whole argument about black women not being submissive. Um,
Yeah,
to what? To what? What who are we being submissive to? Because let me guarantee you something about a black woman. If a black woman has something or someone to be submissive to, she is.
I believe that.
Fact. I know that. I know it to be true. So just being submissive because that's what you say and that's what somebody told you that a woman is supposed to be, and another race of women does that, then because I know for a fact that black men, once they date outside their race, don't treat that race of women the same way that they treated black women.
Ooh, in what way?
What do you
Please,
mean?
for the better or for worse.
Because you they definitely treat them better.
Mm,
They go into that relationship with a completely different mindset. They don't they work harder, they're nicer. They're don't give me yeah. So they go into that situation with a completely different mindset. So if you would have kept that energy and put that energy into your sister, not technically, but into a sister, then you would have gotten a better result.
mm. You think other races of women are more lenient with the black man?
In what way?
Because maybe some black men feel like, most black women ain't gonna let you get away with too much. They gonna hold you accountable, put
So
their
we're not
foot
stupid.
down.
So we're
Huh?
not stupid. So we're not stupid.
Uh, you said it. You're right.
I mean, words have
But I'm
meaning.
saying, you think it?
Words have meaning.
What? Some
So you say,
people.
I'm saying, so you say lenient, yeah. They let you do, they let you get away with more. So you're more comfortable in that space because you can you can get away with more. You can say it shouldn't be about
Oh,
submission.
that's a good
It should be
point,
about
Shelly.
partnership.
Oh,
So
and
so
before you say something, what about the? You also seen these posts about if a man don't pay 100% of the bills, then hell, I'm living with my roommate.
that's foolishness. That's absolutely asinine.
But what do you
Um,
think about that statement Shelly just made there?
it shouldn't be about submission to be about. I totally agree. I would much rather I now in today's time, I do not think that it is um for the betterment of anyone's family. If a man can afford to take care of his family, if he is in a position to take care of his family and that is what he chooses to do, then by all means do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that it is unfair. For example, myself, I got a lot going on. I got a lot. A lot of money comes in and out of my house in a 30-day period. It is unfair to expect for a man to come into my life at this point and to be able to cover the things that I'm responsible for. That shit is just unfair. And I ain't even got no kids. So I ain't even talking about no children. I'm just talking about my life. My
Mm-hmm.
life is a lot. And so to expect for a man to come in and to be able to cover that is just unfair. So I definitely agree with partnership. Not every this is not going to be everybody's experience. Some women feel like, hey, this this you do this and I just live here. But I mean, okay,
Especially if she working too. And
right.
I'm like, what you doing with your money though? Because it just scared me. Like if I fall off, hell, you could just take your stash and be like, I'm about this bit.
So yeah, no, that ain't. I mean, and I think a lot of women give their vaginas too much credit. Like it's
Ooh, say
what
what now?
they get their vaginas too much credit.
Oh Lord, preach.
I mean, you personally know. So I'm just saying, is as far as I'm concerned, I'ma always keep it a book. And I mean, I know. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And I ain't expecting for 100% over here. So I just, and I know. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that that's a lot to expect for a man to pay all of your bills. That shit is crazy.
Mm, man.
But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. And I just think you should do whatever work for your household.
Facts.
Cause I'm can't come around here.
I hate. I hate.
I kind of want to jump back on sex for a minute before we let you
Okay.
go. Key to the City podcast. We got the Queen Solange TaylorHolifield in the building. I'm only holding for a little bit longer. We over time already, but uh, let's see what I want to ask. I want to ask some men health questions
Okay.
around the old penis, the old shaft, the old Johnson.
The old gooch. Let's talk about the gooch.
Oh, I'm about to tell a little story, but I ain't gonna.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
But no, uh, I agree with that, Sharon. You know, I'm just saying though, uh, our helpmate supposed to help us if we fall off. But
I mean, and should being the being the operative word in that sentence. He should be able to, but it should not make or break whether or not he's a man.
right. Um, natural remedies could to keep that old shaft hard, to keep it strong.
Um,
I'm middle 30s. I take my vitamins, I work out, but I think there's natural ways that I should have to take vitamins and one a day.
you definitely have herbs that increase your libido. Or because the thing about doing this naturally is that it's just like taking medicine, so to speak. If you're going to incorporate that herb into your diet, whether it's cooking it in your food, putting it in your smoothie, however you're going to maintain taking it on a daily basis, then that's what you're gonna have to do. But it's a lot of things that you can take. Macaroot is good for that.
Macaroni.
Fungi is good. Macaroot is good for that.
Yep.
Licorice root is good for it. Horny goat weed if
Mm-hmm.
it's just you're trying to get it right quick. So it's just a lot of things that you can do to. She said Hennessy. Man, let me tell you something about whiskey dick. Man, look here.
Whiskey dick. That good old
She
Double
said,
D.
man, let me tell you something. That there you go. Now Hennessy is not gonna last you forever. But in your good thirties and your early forties, good whiskey dick is all right.
But I thought they said it hurt you in the long run.
It does, but we talking about right now. I
Oh,
should just said Hennessy, so I was just agreeing with what she said because that is true.
many a
You,
life has been changed off that good old whiskey dick, boy.
hey, child, look here, and a minute baby born, and I appreciate it.
um, how do you feel about? I'm just trying to think of everything that comes to my head. Women in anal play.
Woo. Uh, so women doing it to men?
Hell no.
Oh, I was just trying to be clear, sir. I was just trying to understand. I think that you need to be very careful. Because the anus should be the finale.
Mm.
You can't come out that hole and go back in the other one.
My wife tell me that all the
Yeah, good smart woman. Stay there, because you got you one, because she knows what she's talking about. Yeah, you
because
can't
it'll
that
mess
that
y'all up or something.
yeah. That ain't the play. That ain't what you're supposed to do. So if that is your thing, it definitely needs to be the finale. I always suggest using a lube when you are if that's where you're going, because it don't stretch. It ain't got no give. So, yeah, I'm gonna need you to I'm gonna need you to lube. Yeah. I actually make a lube with a relaxation mechanism in it. So it's for anal sex, and it's to relax your anus just a little bit more so that it's not as, because it's natural to tense your anus when upon insertion. So
Oh,
yeah.
is it true that women are able to achieve a more intense orgasm via the anal route through the cooch?
Through the what?
The cooch.
So there are different type of orgasms to be had.
Okay.
So you can have a clitoral orgasm, you can have a vaginal orgasm, you can have an orgasm anally. So it just depends on, you know, what your capability is to achieve those, because some women are not having orgasms, period.
Which one make go like this? It's time for the perky.
Uh any of them with
Yeah.
with the right, with the right penetration and the right amount of pressure, any of them. But yeah, so orgasms are important. I highly recommend masturbation, because it teaches you yourself, therefore you're a better teacher to your partner.
Mm-hmm.
um we've had the conversation of penis massages versus yoni massages. Those really work well when trying to achieve an orgasm. So you just got to be willing to, first of all, be honest with your partner about what it is that you need, and then be able to move forward in the dialogue as things are starting to happen and you're starting to move forward.
Whoa, I done been learned tonight.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh, do we have
And
any
y'all
final
stop being
questions?
afraid of that gooch. Let that gooch, let us go.
No, I
Let
can't
us
handle
go
it.
with that.
I can't handle it.
Why?
I jump up.
Y'all gotta
No,
stop being this way, yo. We gotta cut this out. What
I
is the
damn near need the
problem?
hell out of somebody one time. I can't take it. I'm ticklish. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir.
You know they get the going down on you, then they go down a little bit lower, then start going down lower, and then all of a sudden I done jumped in a tree.
Not the tree. So now you a cat. Lord have mercy.
I can't handle that, man. But to each his own, though. If you strong enough, I can't take it.
Right.
Do y'all have any questions before I let this queen go? Any questions? Tell my I had it up here. Tell my people how they can follow you. And,
I am Natural Soul Holistics on Instagram. I am Solange Taylor Hofield on Facebook. If you are hypersensitive sexually, do not follow me. I talk about
facts.
every single thing. So if you are hypersensitive, if you are in your mama's church group, this is not the place for you. This ain't the place for you. And because you can't be over here sensitive, because I'm not going to, anything that I say I know for a fact. So I'm not going back and forth with you. What I say is what it is. We can have dialogue about it, but I'm not going back and forth. And if you're sensitive, it's just not the place for you to be.
I love it. I love how raw you is up front, and that just is what it is.
That's it.
I think we had a pretty informative dialogue this evening.
Yes, thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. It was everything I expected it to be. That's why I went over time. I apologize if I kept
No
you on.
worries. No problem.
Um, Look at Kayla, old nasty self, talking about she loves sex talk. Um,
We really, as a culture, need to be able to have more of these conversations
Fact.
and be able to talk about the things that we need to talk about, especially as far as our children are concerned. Because just with us, with the pandemic and kids being out of school, y'all just do not know the things that I have had to go through in the last couple of months with these teenagers, with not knowing what they doing and doing. Y'all talk to your kids. If you're letting your kids watch porn and y'all ain't having conversations with them about what they watching, what they looking at, that's on you.
I
That's
talk to mine. Facts.
Please do.
My
Please
oldest
do.
is
Porn can't teach your kids how to have sex, y'all.
mm-mm.
For
my
real.
my oldest is a 14-year-old girl, and I tell her any questions you got, come ask
Ask
daddy.
me.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
You see my daddy on my timeline. I'm 38 years old.
Man, you got to be real with them, cause they gonna
Fact.
find out the wrong way.
The wrong way.
Well, yeah, I sure enough appreciate you, man. And you speaking of sex talk, where the podcast at? You might as well go on, or just health and holistic health in general. That's you
I
all
do.
day, man.
I definitely do. I'm definitely going to etch in the time to get it started and to get it done. I will.
All right.
I've said it for a very long time, and I'm going to make sure I make it happen.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's gonna be it. Y'all give it up for the Queen Solandra Taylor Holyfield. We
Thank you
call her
guys
soul.
so much.
She's
Thank
full
you
of
guys so
soul.
much.
And I'm glad she joined us this evening. I'm about to go watch my dog take over in game 4.
I know, right?
And you a LeBron fan?
I'm becoming one. More so because of his stance in our culture, more so than an athlete. But I'm definitely becoming a Bron fan.
All right. Well, hopefully when this corona thing and everything died down, I'll see you out in public in the street. We'll chop it up. And
For sure.
This definitely won't be the last time, all right?
It will not. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Key to the City Podcast. We are out. I love y'all, man. Peace and blessings. Peace.